Hi gorgeous! Today I have another video to share with you about Choix. You may remember me doing videos about this company in the past. There are a couple that I've done. If you missed them, I will have them linked below for you. And if you're not familiar with what Choix is, basically it's a subscription service that allows you to sample high-end products. And they've just rolled out a new way to sample high-end products, whereas in the videos past I talked about this service. It's $20 a month usually, but they have it set up now where you can buy samples individually for $5 per sample, which is also really convenient if you see something on their website that you want to try in particular. And like I said in past videos about Choix, I am not affiliated with them, not being paid by them to make these videos. I simply do it out of the goodness of my heart. I actually contacted them initially when I first discovered their service because I love it. I think it is so unique from any other subscription service out there, and their customer service is bar none one of the best. I know many of you have told me about all of the great experiences that you've had with them, and that makes me want to rave about them even more. Lately, I've been on the hunt for some new high-end face products. So in my sample box this month, I got a concealer, a foundation, a translucent powder, a highlighting powder, and a blush to try out. And these come from brands like Ellis, Faas, Shiseido, Peau, Hourglass, and Clinique. So I will be showing you all of these up close in a demonstration and let you know what I think about them at the end. The samples I have tried this month are all face products because I've been on the hunt for some new high-end face favorites. So hopefully we will find a couple with these samples. So when you get your sample box from Choix, it looks like that. And I'll go through each of the samples here so you can see what we'll be using today. I have a concealer from Ellis, Faas, Shiseido's Radiant Lifting Foundation, and this is something new that Choix has come out with recently. It's an airless pump that they are sending out foundations in, and so it takes the product from the bottom up. You're not wasting any of your sample and you get to use it all. Clever. I also have a translucent powder to try from Peau, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Ethereal Light, which is that one right there, and then a Clinique Blush in Peach Pop, which I have been wanting to try this color for a while now. So I'll start here with the concealer. And if I open it up here, you can see that it is completely sealed up. And each of these little sample jars, you do get a good amount of product to use. It took me at least 20 times for one face product I used in the past to go through the entire sample. And so you get a lot of uses out of these little samples, much more than you might think you would. And while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and apply some of the Shiseido Foundation. I'm not really sure if this is going to be a color match, so we're gonna find out if it is or not. This is one of those foundations where I feel like it is hard to match if you are fair. Ugh, it looks really dark. I don't know. That is the beauty of samples, is that if you try something and it doesn't match you, then you didn't end up wasting any money by buying the full size or having to have the hassle of returning it later on. Blend it in with my beauty blender and hope for the best. Well, so much for hoping for the best. It is not a match at all. I look like a ghost down here. And I look colorful up here. Well, that didn't work, so I'm gonna go wash this off. Well, as bad as I thought it looked in the viewfinder, it looked even worse in the bathroom. In natural light, it was basically Oompa Loompa orange, white. So since I had to wash all that off and start over again, I'm going back with the concealer from Ellis Faas again and applying this underneath the eyes. And blending that in with a damp beauty blending sponge. And one of the things that has been said when I've made videos about the Choix subscription in the past is that, oh, I could just go to Sephora and get samples for free. And that's true. You absolutely could. However, not everybody lives close to a Sephora to be able to go in and do that. And not only that, it's time out of your day, it's gas to drive and get there. So having a subscription service like this, I think, if you are a busy person, you don't have time to go into Sephora just to get samples, I think it's a rather convenient way to try out high-end products without having to buy the full size. And I do really like this concealer. I've been looking for a new high-end concealer, and Really like the coverage of this one. So since the foundation didn't work out, which is always a struggle for those of us with fair skin, I'm gonna go back to my handy dandy one that I do rely on. This is the Chanel Perfection Lumiere. Next sample I have to try is the Clé de Peau Translucent Powder, and I'm applying this one also with a damp beauty blending sponge. I like this. It's very finely milled and it goes on and disappears. And the way that I'm applying this is I took the lid from the Choix box and I dumped some of this out into the lid, and then I took my sponge and just picked up some of that with it. Trying out the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder, and this is in the shade Ethereal Light, and I'm using the Makeup Geek highlighter brush to apply it. Fits in that pan just perfectly. And I'm going to sweep this on the top of the cheek there, on the nose. This is a very light finish. You can barely detect that it's there. It adds a really soft glow to the skin, and if I move my face around here, you can probably see the places where I applied it, but it's not one of those finishes where I have to go out and buy this powder. It's nice to try, but it's not one that I feel like I have to own. The last sample I have to try here is the Clinique Blush in Peach Pop. So I'm taking a little bit of this. I'm sure it's a very pigmented blush, so I'm not going to apply much. I'm not going to apply a little bit more than that. You can barely see that. Now I really, really love this blush. That is really pretty. Very natural looking too. It gives you that lit from within glowing skin look. The three samples that stood out to me the most that I used today are the Clinique Blush in the shade Peach Pop. I love this color. Oh, and the two face products, the Ellis Fast Concealer and the Clé de Peau Translucent Powder. Now these two have yet to be seen if I will buy the full size of them, simply because I want to see how they're going to last throughout the day. But I will let you know at the end of the video which three I decide to go with. So which ones am I buying the full size of? Out of the three that I talked about at the end of the video there, I am going to be going with the Clinique Blush and the Ellis Fast Concealer. I loved those. The Ellis Fast Concealer wore extremely well. It didn't dry out underneath my eyes. It didn't settle into fine lines. It looked beautiful by the end of the day. And the Clinique Blush, same exact experience. It was very strong by the end of the day, a beautiful color. I'm actually wearing it again today. I just love how natural and light that it is against my skin. The Clé de Peau Translucent Powder is one for me that was okay, but honestly, I didn't really see a difference between it and my Laura Mercier Translucent Powder, and for the price of that stuff, holy Toledo, it wasn't that special. And that is what makes sampling so awesome, is that you can try a product out and see if it really is worth the hype, because sometimes it really isn't. So if you're interested in trying out Choix, I guarantee you will not be disappointed. I will have their website listed for you below. Let me know if you have signed up for one of their subscription services and what you thought about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.